Foot Clan, let's go. I'm still a hard man, let's go. You've been compromised, bro. You've been compromised at the forge. Alright, audio is good. It's Wild West Wednesday. You already know what it is. It's Blood Meridian, Chapter 3. No, not Chapter 3. Chapter 23. So hold on. You know, I gotta chill. How's everyone doing? Everyone doing alright? Making it? You making it there, buddy? Let's see. We're probably gonna finish Blood Meridian. And then, hopefully, as we finish Blood Meridian, we finish the game, Red Dead Redemption 2. But I don't think that's what's gonna happen. I really don't. If I recall, there's still a good portion left. But I should have tuberculosis by now, so. Had some recent uploads to the channel. Didn't get playing some Dark Souls 3. I tried Bloodborne. Let's see. But maybe we'll do some gambling, some poker, some Texas Hold'em. Let's see. I guess we put it here. All right. I'm thinking about getting Ninja Gaiden to defeat Ninja. The the gay ninja. Let's see. Oh yeah, Telegram. That's it. Let's start. Oh, this is all first person too. Great choice of game. Thank you. I have to get the audio book up here in a second. How are you doing? Where's that book? Okay, here we go. Arthur for real reminds me of my grandpa. I'm good, how are you? I'm pretty good, Valk. Arthur for real reminds me of your grandpa. Arthur's pretty cool. Now here, I gotta turn my Bluetooth off. And I got a new setup now, so like I don't even have to hold the phone, which is epic. All right, we're on chapter 23.
Chapter 23.
There we go. All right, it's the Die You Drink stream.
Texas Plains. An old buffalo.
Oh damn it!
You're alive.
Just about.
Come inside. Come on, it's raining. Hey, everybody, look who's here.
Hey, y'all doing? Hey, old man, wake up.
Hey, Arthur, they got John.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you got
They got
arrested.
John. Damn it!
Not yet. They moved him to Sisika. He's been working on a chain gang.
Howdy.
Howdy. Little do they know, I have tuberculosis.
Yes, they got John.
Okay.
Howdy.
How did you folks find each other? What happened?
Can somebody give me a cup of coffee or something?
Okay, I thought I guess I did this last time and I didn't finish it.
She got us away from the camp before the Pinkertons turned up.
This
Then
guy.
Mrs. Adler and Mr. Smith drove away the degenerates who were living here.
Mrs. Adler, we owe you.
Walks in and immediately wants people to serve him.
Dutch.
Dutch?
We've been
Arthur.
but only just. What we gonna do?
Come on, Arthur.
Things have been tough. There ain't no doubt about that. Trust me.
Trust these nuts.
Out of here. This ain't over.
Ain't none of you folks interested in our adventures?
Guess we're more interested in escaping.
It'll never be over, baby.
Simple nymph of the prairie, wasn't you, Abigail?
Oh, sure.
I do not
I'll
trust you,
heart
Dutch.
jumps for joy when I set eyes on you, Micah.
Michael Bell.
We buried Hosea, Dutch. Charles and I stole his body from the law one night and gave him a proper burial. It was real nice.
Well, isn't that special?
Well, I asked everyone I could find, and eventually someone knew, said you fools were out here. Shit. Give me a drink or something.
Get your own damn drink.
In our absence,
Shit.
Mrs. Adler here has been looking after things. Now sit down.
This is Agent Milton with the Pinkerton Detective Agency.
The Pinkertons.
Cornwall, Kerosene, and Tar, the United States government,
No drink for you, sir.
Here we go.
we are here.
Oh, maybe I might die here pretty soon.
Come out with your hands up.
Give them to a count of 5, then give them everything. Actually,
But okay, yeah, let's look at Sadie's ass. Let's go. Under duress. Aim weapon. Where's my gun at? Okay.
This way. There's a trapdoor into the other house. We can try to flank
This
them.
smoke can't be good for Arthur. Arthur's lungs, no, not at all. Alright.
Arthur!
Climb.
Take the other side.
Get in cover by the door.
Now I will show strength, and you may mistake it for brutality. There is no escape for any of you. I shall hunt
Yell
you
some,
to the earth
yell some more why,
I killed your friends.
why you don't, Miss Adler. Let's go. Oh shit. That is not what I wanted to do. You're dead. Take cover, dude. Got him. Now he's dead. Now use this. Oh, I gotta follow him. Oh shit. Oh, I didn't even see him. Alright, hold on one second.
The millennial herds. The bone pickers. Night on the prairie. The callers. Apache ears.
Apache ears.
Elrod takes a stand.
Elrod.
Killing. Bearing off the dead. Fort Griffin. The Beehive. A stage show. The judge. Killing a bear. The judge speaks of old times. In preparation for the dance. The judge on war, destiny, the supremacy of man. The dance hall. The whore. The Jakes
The
was encountered there. Sie müssen schlafen, aber ich muss tanzen.
The Evenslassen muss
In the
Mustafa.
late winter of 1878, he was on the plains of North Texas. He crossed the double mountain fork of the Brazos River on a morning when skim ice lay along the sandy shore. And he rode through a dark, poor forest of black and twisted mesquite trees. He made his camp that night on a piece of high ground where there was a windbreak formed of a tree felled by lightning.
Oh, come on.
He no sooner got his fire to burn than he saw across the prairie in the darkness another fire. Like his, it twisted in the wind. Like his, it warmed one man alone. It was an old hunter at camp, and the hunter shared tobacco with him. It told him of the buffalo, and the stands he'd made against them. Laid up in a sag on some rise, with the dead animals scattered over the grounds, and the herd beginning to melt, and the rifle barrels so hot, the wiping matches sizzled. And the animals by the thousands, tens of thousands, the hides.
Buffalo genocide, guys.
Miles of ground. The teams of skinners smelling one another around the clock, and the shooting and shooting, weeks and months, till the boar shot slick.
The way of the buffalo. I still didn't die.
You okay, son?
Sure. We ain't been back for more than a few days.
What do we do, Dutch?
Clearly, we need to leave. It'll take them some time to regroup. Mr. Pearson, Miss Grimshaw, start packing up.
I'm gonna take a drink to that.
You and Bill, get out of here. Go scare off any scum still loitering about. We need a couple of days. Now, please, gentlemen. Sorry.
What next, Dutch?
We just need some time. I need some time. Now, we can't go east, because then we'll be in the ocean, so we're gonna have to go north, I guess. I just need somebody to buy me some goddamn time, one of you.
You'll figure it out, boss. You always do.
What are you gonna do about John, Dutch?
Fuck you, Micah.
He's in jail.
We'll get him. Abigail, just not yet.
There's talk of hanging him.
It's not gonna come to that.
Dutch!
Not now, Miss. Not now.
I'm begging you to. They're gonna hang him. Bring him. The boys. Hart. Please. Do something.
We will. Okay. I'm gonna go figure out how we rescue this bastard. Yes, now. Maybe at Doyle's Tavern on Million Avenue.
Okay.
Okay.
My lord, what a goddamn mess. Everything. Not sure what happens next. Whole thing has been hard on all of us. Most of all on Dutch, who seems half crazed by all we've gone through.
Dutch was already crazy, bro. Fuck out of here. You have unopened mail or parcels, you can pick them up at the post office. Half crazed. This is our horse, Tree That Better. Tree That Better is our horse here. We're gonna brush Tree That Better. Listen more about the Buffalo Genocide, which is actually the next book that I have lined up called Butcher's Crossing, because we're probably gonna. There's only an hour left of this. Do you have Buell yet, or is it that later? I don't have that one yet. The one that well, I'm not gonna spoil it.
And the stock shot loose at the tang, and their shoulders were yellow and blue to the elbow. And the tandem wagons groaned away over the prairie, 20 and 22 ox teams, and the flint hides by the ton and 100 ton, and the meat rotting on the ground, and the air whining with flies, and the buzzards and ravens, and the night a horror of snarling and feeding, with the wolves half crazed and wallowing in the carrion.
Whoa, half crazed. What is with the half crazed
I
usage?
seen Studebaker wagons with 6 and 8 ox teams headed out
Fuck
to the
you,
grounds,
Dutch.
not hauling a thing but lead. Just pure galena. Tons of it. On this ground alone, between the Arkansas River and the Concho, there was 8 million carcasses. For that's how many hides reached the railhead.
Whoa.
2 years ago,
8
we
million
pulled out from Griffin
carcasses?
for our last hunt. We ransacked the country. 6 weeks. Finally found a herd of 8 animals, and we killed them and come in. They're gone. Every one of them that God ever made is gone as if they'd never been at all. The ragged sparks blew down the wind. The prairie about them lay silent.
There we go. I'm gonna hit the ball.
Beyond the fire it was cold, and the night was clear.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit the ball.
The old hunter pulled his blanket about him. I wonder if there's other worlds like this, he said. Or if this is the only one. When he came upon the bone pickers, he'd been riding 3 days in a country he'd never seen. The plains were sere and burnt-looking, and the small trees black and misshapen, and haunted by ravens, and everywhere the ragged packs of jackal wolves, and the crazed and sun-chalked bones of the vanished herds. He dismounted and led the horse. Here and there within the arc of ribs, a few flat discs of darkened lead, like old medallions of some order of the hunt. In the distance, teams of oxen bore along slowly. The heavy wagons creaked dryly. Into these barrows, the pickers tossed the bones, kicking down the calcined architecture, breaking apart the great frames with axes. The bones clattered in the wagons. They plowed on in the pale dust. He watched them pass,
where you're going.
ragged, filthy, the oxen galled and mad-looking. None spoke to him. In the distance, he could see a train of wagons
See right here?
off to the northeast with great tottering loads of bones.
Uh-oh.
And further to the north, other teams of pickers at their work.
Not good.
He mounted and rode on. The bones had been gathered into wheelrows 10 feet high and hundreds long.
Oh, shit.
Or into great conical hills topped with the signs or brands.
Yo, what's up, Tree Master Bob? What's up, buddy?
One of the lumbering carts.
We dying over here. I mean, I guess count that as a death.
With a jerk line and a jockey stick. 2 youths squatting atop a mound of skulls and pelvic bones leered down at him.
Mister, are you okay?
Their fires.
Mister,
are you okay?
I'm dying over here.
Mister, you don't look so good. Let's get you to a doctor. Come on, it's not far. Just down the street here.
I'm dying. I'm dying. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Yeah. I'm done.
I'll be fine in a minute.
Dying.
Dotted the plain that night, and he sat with his back to the wind and drank from an army canteen and ate a handful of parched corn for his supper. All across those reaches, the yammer and yap of the starving wolves relayed, and to the north, the silent lightning rigged a broken lyre upon the world's dark rim. The air smelled of rain, but no rain fell.
A fork in the
The
road.
creaking bone carts passed in the night like darkened ships, and he could...
Can I help you?
Dying.
I need a doctor.
Oh, just 1 second, sir.
Come in, pal. Come in.
Come on in, pal. What the hell's on? How the hell's it going, pal?
Mister, I need some help.
And so it seems. And that's Dr. Mister to you?
Doctor, mister? What the hell?
I'm sorry.
Bastard.
I was joking.
Oh, fuck.
Look, friend, I don't mean nothing, but you got money? I mean, before I start treating you, because I got a family.
Yeah, I understand. Here, that do you?
Sure. Thank you. Now, what's wrong? I mean, what appear to be the symptoms?
Well, I think you've heard them. I'm coughing.
Is there any blood?
Sometimes.
Okay, now here. Breathe. Again.
Let me see your tongue. Say ah.
It's not what you think it is.
What is it?
It's not good news.
I guess that.
You got tuberculosis. Really sorry for you, son. It's a hell of a thing.
It's over.
What you mean?
You're real sick. It's a progressive disease. You'll be... Well, the best thing is rest. Getting somewhere warm and dry and taking it easy. Now, is that possible?
Sure, I can just take my winters in my country club in California. No, it's not possible.
Well,
You're done.
like I said, I'm real sorry. Yeah, well, wait. Let me get you a little bit more energy today.
What the hell are you giving me? Cocaine? Liquid crack? Like, what was it? What do you mean by this? Morphine? Okay. What is going on, bro?
Smell the oxen and hear their breath. The sour smell of the bones was everywhere.
I beg you, Arthur.
Toward midnight, a party hailed him as he squatted at his coals. "Come up," he said. They came up out of the dark, sullen wretches dressed in skins. They carried old military guns, save for one who had a buffalo rifle, and they had no coats. And one of them wore green hide boots, peeled whole from the hocks of some animal, and the toes gathered shut with leader. "Evening, stranger," called out the eldest child among them. He looked at them. They were 4 and a half-grown boy, and they halted at the edge of the light and arranged themselves there. "Come up," he said. They shuffled forward. 3 of them squatted and 2 stood. "Where's your outfit?" said one. "He ain't out for bones. You ain't got nary chewed tobacco about your clothes, have you?" He shook his head. "Nary drink of whiskey neither, I don't
Let
reckon."
me in.
"He ain't got no whiskey. Where you headed, mister? Are you headed towards Griffin?" He looked them over. "I am," he said. "Going for the whores, I bet you." "He ain't
Going for the whores.
It's full of whores, Griffin is. Hell,
Whoa.
he's probably been there more than you."
Whoa, Impressa. There's a painting of Ghislaine Maxwell, Impressa. Here. What the hell?
"You been to Griffin, mister?"
Icarus and Friends.
Any problems coming in?
Nah.
Guess they know now we ain't in the city.
Who, Mr. Milton's friends?
Yeah, they've had patrols out ever since you boys disappeared. Well, at least you're alive.
For now, yeah.
What happened in,
Guama?
yeah,
Nothing nice.
what happened to Dutch? 'Cause he seems...
I don't know. Seems as what began happening in Blackwater began happening.
The longest running playlist on this channel, guys. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Slow decline, I guess.
I think it's the first game I ever actually like live streamed and spoke on.
What happened here?
I started gathering people up as best I could after you boys left. And John, you know that part.
I do.
And Hosea?
So that too.
Oh shit! What about you?
Body out as well.
I'm
I
smoking.
and buried them together.
Tree that better. Let's go. Soup kitchen. They're gonna be talking, so I'm not gonna play the book right now. She'll start talking out of fucking nowhere. Watch. In like 3 seconds.
So, what's your plan here?
Well, I figure before we do anything, we need to make sure John's even still at this prison.
And how do we do that?
We need to get up high enough to get a proper look at the place.
What? It's on an island, ain't it? Unless you're planning on learning how to fly.
That's exactly what we're gonna do.
What the hell?
I found us a hot air balloon.
You ain't serious.
Now, the pilot, or whatever you call him, he thinks we're just in it for a lesson. Bit of a tour. He's
Sadie
quite the
Mae.
character. I think you'll like him.
You know, I'm impressed. You really stepped things up, ain't you?
Hey, we didn't know if you was even coming back. Whole thing hit folks real hard. You can see it.
Hard.
Falling fully into the bottle. Strauss is a bag of nerves. Swanson's actually gone and cleaned up his act.
Oh, he's not
So
beating his
I
wife
guess it ain't
anymore.
all gone to shit. I'm just happy you boys were able to find us. Javier
Oh, I
said
see
he got
it.
the letter I left at the
I
post
see it.
office.
Don't you see
That
it?
was a good idea.
Until the Pinkertons
Shout out
showed
to
up.
falling fully
Oh, by the way, I've been hunting over
into the
some
bottle.
boys. Killed 2 of the sons of bitches at a campsite last week.
What?
Yeah. Seems they've
Shout out
drifted down this way now.
to
She a
drowning
beauty.
alcoholism. Shout out.
I'm here on the ground, yes.
Mr. Bullard? Mr. Bullard?
What the?
Ah, Mrs. Adler! It's good to see you. Good to see you. Ah,
This is my friend I told you about, Mr. Morgan.
yes, Arturo Bullet.
Yeah,
At your
her friend.
service, sir.
I'm just
At your
boning her,
service.
buddy.
Arthur Morgan.
Well, it's a nice, fresh day for flying, sir. A day like today, and Icarus would have made it across the sea. You ever flown before, sir?
No.
Oh, it's quite a thing.
I've never been in an air balloon. I don't much like heights.
Put these
I've
on.
never been in an air balloon
Come
either.
in.
I've seen some
is she
cool,
coming?
like, where there's like thousands
Women
of
can't
them, you
fly,
know?
sir. Are you insane?
We can't.
Oh, no, sir. It does terrible damage to them, to their vapors. I thought everyone knew about
I would
that.
do it,
My
but
delicate fellow
like,
Mrs. Adler? Heavens above!
I would have to do it with, you know, like an
Where'd
expert.
you find this guy?
Fuck all
Hoping
that.
you 2 would get on.
Are you sure about this?
Certain, sir. Quite certain. Mrs., let us away. Wish us luck. I've only crashed twice. Now, pull on that.
Oh, he's only crashed twice.
and
Great.
hope for the best.
The ascend prompt R2 shows your current altitude as it fills. The yellow marker shown is the desired altitude.
Okay.
Alright. Where's the yellow marker? What are you talking about?
Right. Time
What do
to
you
catch a few
mean?
vapors of our own. It's a little overcast, but I'm expecting some good wind once we're high enough. We should still have some decent views over the river.
Where's the desired?
Now, one hates to be coarse, but on the subject of ablutions, liquids over the side, solids, do your utmost to levy the situation until we land.
Solids.
Okay, Mr. Bullard.
Oh, my solid cock? Okay, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that.
On the ascent. A decidedly harrowing experience for all involved.
I guess I just keep holding it.
Sir. We need to get up above the clouds.
Skydiving would be fun.
Up there, you'll have seen nothing like it.
I've flown in planes and stuff though, but I mean, it's not like you're actually like,
All right, then. Let's break through these
you're in a
clouds.
cabin, you're not like in the open air. What do you say?
Oh. My God.
Yes.
Remain at this
heavenly
altitude.
indeed. Quite remarkable, isn't it? Feels like we have a nice westerly wind, so keep her around this height.
Westerly wind.
This particular vessel is state of the art.
You don't really have control, like you just go where the wind goes.
Find more than a couple of these on this
It's
side.
fucking Around the World in 80 Days with Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson.
You sure you shouldn't be doing this?
Oh, not at all. A child could operate this with a little supervision. Besides, Mrs. Adler told me you were very keen to learn the ropes. We have plenty of those.
She did she?
Crash into a mountain or something. Choo choo. Train.
Arturo. How perfect is this? My mother was a keen student of the Italianate. My brother's called Baldessario, so you could say I got off light.
Look, I'm trying to concentrate here.
Maybe ease off the throttle there, sir.
How about you ease off these nuts? Backseat balloon operator, driver.
Full of horse. Full plumb up. They say you can get clapped a day's ride out when the wind is right.
We can see for miles.
They set in a tree in front of this here place, and you can look up and see their bloomers.
In the city this
I counted
morning,
high as
Morgan.
8 in that tree earlier of an evening.
Well, I have a
Sit up there
point
like
in my
coons
mind.
and smoke cigarettes and holler down at you.
I think I'm all right.
It's set up to be the biggest town for sin in all Texas.
Discussion.
It's as lively a place for murderers.
Fuck. They're all interested in the horrors.
So, if I may ask, what got you interested in the pursuit of aviation?
I didn't, exactly. Mrs. Adler thought she'd surprise me.
Ah, a very nice woman. And no shrinking violet.
Definitely not.
I prefer slightly more feminine attire on a lady, but variety is the very spice of life.
Well,
as they
beggars
say.
can't be choosers, you old fuck.
Did you know they locked up the man who wrote that in a mental asylum?
I did not, Mr. Bullard.
See that building up ahead on the island?
Yes.
That's the infamous Sisika Penitentiary. Whoa there. No need to go any higher. We shouldn't fly too near to it, though, sir.
Sorry, we're
I mean,
going
how are
in
you
for a
supposed to,
closer
like,
look.
control the
What do you
direction of it?
Mr. Morgan, please, this is most irregular.
What?
You want a happy customer, don't you?
Look, this isn't funny now. What on earth are you doing? The guards are bound to spot us.
Calm down. They won't care if we stay high enough. I'm just looking for a friend of mine.
A friend?
I'm just looking for a
Poor
friend of
bastard
mine.
has a habit of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I heard they got him working the fields in a chain gang.
Dear God.
We're gonna pick him up in the fucking air balloon?
The wind. Well, this is most unusual.
Relax, Mr. Bullard, and take over. Keep us well away.
I'll do my best.
Use binoculars to search the field for John. Okay.
Just to control, you know.
Alright,
This
cool.
was not the tour I had in mind.
Here's as you care to visit. Scrapes with knives, about any kind of meanness you can name. He looked at them from one to the other. He reached and took up a stick and roused the fire
Please
with it
hurry.
and put the stick in the flames.
Please hurry.
You all like meanness? He said. We don't hold with it. Like to drink whiskey? He's just talking. He ain't no whiskey drinker. You just not seen him drink it not an hour ago.
Best try.
I seen him puke it back up, too.
What the?
What's them things around your neck there, mister?
You look a little suspicious, wouldn't you
He
say?
pulled the edge of the scapula from his shirt front and looked at it. It's ears, he said. It's what?
Could be him.
Ears.
Yeah.
What kind of ears? He tugged at the thong and looked down at them.
What
They were
the?
perfectly black and hard and dry and of no shape at all.
See that?
Humans, he said. Human ears.
Human
He
ears.
ain't done it, said the one with the rifle. Don't you call him a liar, Elrod. He's liable to shoot you. Let's see them things, mister, if you don't care. He slipped the scapular over his head, handed it across to the boy who'd spoken. They pressed about and felt the strange, dried pendants. Niggers, ain't it? They said. Dock them niggers' ears so they know 'em when they run off. How many is there, mister?
Now, Mr. Bullard.
I don't...
Get up.
Good Lord. My heart is
Dock those niggers' ears so you know 'em when they run off.
I must say that the specifics of this job were not described to me at all sufficiently.
Well, it's done now.
USS Annesburg.
Sure.
Good lord, is that?
Sure, yeah.
Mrs.
There it is.
Downer?
Where?
Being chased.
What the?
Yes. Try and get us near.
Will there be more trouble?
Like,
sir?
how do you
I expect
control the
so.
direction? Like,
Starting to
for real.
recognize.
Hey, Shane! Up there!
Oh, I shot the horse. My bad.
Shit. They're on Driscoll.
Oh, Driscoll's.
Mrs. Adler has a lot to answer for.
Yes, she does.
Oh dear, that boiled egg feels decidedly scrappy.
Gross, dude. Old man farts. Don't want to hear about it.
Oh, shit. Messing with the old Driscolls right now.
Oh no. Used to be near 100. They held the thing up and turned it into a firelight. Nigger ears, by God.
Nigger ears.
They ain't niggers. They? No.
Oh,
What are
fuck.
they? Engines. The hell they are.
The engines
Don't
eat the
right, you
niggers?
done been told. How come them to be so black as that if they ain't niggers? They turned that way. They got blacker till they couldn't black no more. Where'd you get them at? Killed them sons of bitches, didn't you, mister? You been a scout on the prairies, ain't you? I bought them ears in California off a soldier in a saloon. Didn't have no money to drink on. He reached and took the scapular from him.
Damn it.
Shoot, I bet he's been a scout on the prairie and killed every one of them sons of bitches. The one called Elrod followed the trophies with his chin and sniffed the air.
Sniffing the
I don't
nigger
see what
ears.
you want with them things, he said. I wouldn't have them. The others looked at him uneasily. You don't know where them ears come from. That old
You don't know where them
buddy
ears have been.
said they was engines, but they don't make it so.
Oh,
Man
fuck.
didn't answer. Them ears could have come off of cannibals. Any other kind of foreign nigger. They tell me you can buy the whole heads in New Orleans.
Whoa, New
Savers
Orleans?
brings them in. And you can buy them for $5 all day long, them heads. Hush, don't run.
Just right.
The man sat holding the necklace in his hands.
Necklace of
They
nigger
wasn't
ears.
cannibals, he said. They was Apaches. I
Patchy
knowed the man
nigger
that
ears.
got them.
Oh,
Knowed him and rode with him and seen him hung. Elrod looked at the others and grinned. Apaches, he said. I bet them old Apaches would give a watermelon a pure fit. What about you all?
they eat up some watermelon.
You ain't calling me a liar, are you, son?
Fuck, come on.
I ain't your son. How old are you?
I ain't your son, boy. What the hell?
Shane! Grab the rope, come on! Grab the rope!
Wasted.
That's some more of your business.
Balloon crashed.
How old are you? He's 15. You hush your damn mouth.
You
He
hush
turned
your
to the
damn
man.
mouth.
He don't speak for me, he said. He's done spoke. I was 15-year-old when I was first shot. I ain't never been shot. You ain't 16 yet, either. You ain't shooting? I aim to try to keep from it. Come on, Elrod.
Well, I had to get over the damn...
You ain't gonna shoot nobody. Maybe in the back or them asleep. Elrod, we're gone. I knowed you for what you was when I seen you. You better go on.
Grab it. Grab the rope. Oh, gotta smash X. Smash an X. If we would smash Sadie. Let's go.
I think we're gonna crash.
Think of a real habit of stating the obvious, Arthur.
All
it's over.
Did you break your neck?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Damn it, look! There's more of them on the other side. They must have followed us. Get behind something. This ain't over yet. These goddamn O'Driscolls!
You can't leave
Sit
it
there and
for
talk
one
about shooting
night.
somebody. They ain't nobody done it yet. The other four stood at the limits of the firelight.
Where do you think?
The youngest of them was casting glances out at the dark sanctuary of the prairie night. Go on, the man said. They're waiting on you. He spat into the man's fire and wiped his mouth. Out on the prairie to the north, the train of yoked wagons
Spit
was
at
passing,
you.
and the oxen were pale and silent in the starlight, and the wagons creaked faintly in the distance, and a lantern with a red glass followed them out like an alien eye. This country was filled with violent children orphaned by war. His companions had started back to fetch him, and perhaps this emboldened him the more. Perhaps he said other things to the man, for when they got to the fire, the man had risen to his feet. You keep him away from me, he said. I see him back here, I'll kill him. When they had gone, he built up the fire. He caught the horse and took the hobbles off and tied it and saddled it. And then he moved off apart and spread his blanket and lay down in the dark. When he woke, there was still no light in the east. The boy was standing by the ashes of the fire with a rifle in his hand. The horse had snuffed, and now it snuffed again.
There's nothing there, buddy.
I knowed you'd be hit out, the boy called. He pushed back the blanket and rolled onto his stomach and cocked the pistol and leveled it at the sky where the clustered stars were burning for eternity. He centered the foresight in the mill groove of the frame strap, and holding the piece so, he swung it through the dark of the trees with both hands to the darker shape of the visitor. I'm right here, he said.
Right here.
The boy swung with the rifle and fired. You wouldn't have lived anyway, the man said. It was gray dawn when the others came up. They had no horses. They led the half-grown boy to where the dead youth was lying on his back with his hands composed upon his chest. We don't want no trouble, mister. We just want to take him with us. Take him. I know we'd bury him on this prairie. They come out here from Kentucky, mister. This Tyke and his brother. His mama and daddy both dead. His granddaddy was killed by a lunatic and buried in the woods like a dog. He's never known good fortune in his life. And now he ain't got a soul in this world. Randall, you take a good look at the man.
Randall Weems?
The orphan.
I left you an hour ago. You can't stay out of trouble for one goddamn hour. You got that poor bastard killed for his troubles. I kind of liked him.
They got Colm, the government. They got Colm O'Driscoll. They're gonna hang him in Saint Denis.
Hang him. Okay.
He's already been tried twice for murder and found guilty.
Sure, no doubt he'll escape again.
No, he won't, because we're gonna make sure of it.
We have our own problems with the law in case you ain't noticed.
Dutch will want to see him swing.
Sure, Dutch, he wouldn't even help us with Marston. And our situation's really messed up right now. You know how things is.
Bastard's gonna swing. I'm gonna make sure of it.
Closely followed by Marston.
You saw him?
Yes, the fields.
Okay. Then we go rescue him.
From a state penitentiary?
No.
Of course.
But from the fields? Yes. That we can manage.
It's well guarded.
Guarded, sure, but not behind bars.
No, it's not behind bars.
So, that's how we'll do it. Bust him from his work detail.
I guess.
It's best just the two of us go.
Two of us is all there is, anyhow.
Good, because two is all we'll need. I'll get us a boat, the little one, and we'll sneak in and get him out of there. Meet me at Copperhead Landing. Thank you, Arthur.
Whatever you say, boss.
I heard that.
Let's eat it.
In his large clothes, holding the old musket with the mended stock, stared at him woodenly. He was maybe 12 years old, and he looked not so much dull-witted as insane. Two of the others were going through the dead boy's pockets. "Where's his rifle at, mister?" The man stood with his hand on his belt. He nodded to where the rifle stood against a tree. They brought it over and presented it to the brother. It was a Sharps 50 caliber, and holding it...
Oh, the kid said he was gonna shoot him and pull his gun on him, so the man just blew him away, bro. Just blew homeboy away. Is that the one? Yeah, that's it. Alright. I guess we gotta go see Dutch now.
And the musket. He stood inanely armed, his eyes skittering. One of the older boys handed him the dead boy's hat, and then he turned to the man. "He give $40 for that rifle in Little Rock. You can buy 'em in Griffin for 10. They ain't worth nothing. Randall, you ready to go?" He did not assist as a bearer, for he was too small.
Let's go get our
When
mail
they
or
set out
whatever.
across the prairie with his brother's body carried up on their shoulders, he followed behind carrying the musket and the dead boy's rifle and the dead boy's hat. The man watched them go. Out there was nothing. They were simply bearing the body off over the bone-strewn waste toward a naked horizon.
Come on, you got this.
The orphan turned once to look back at him, and then he hurried
Let's
to
go.
catch up.
You got that tree that better. Good boy.
In the afternoon, he rode through the Mackenzie crossing of the clear fork of the Brazos River, and he and the horse walked side by side down the twilight toward the town, where in the long red dusk and in the darkness the random aggregate of the lamps formed slowly a false shore of hospice, cradled on the low plain before them. They passed enormous ricks of bones, colossal dikes composed of horned skulls and the crescent ribs, like old ivory bows heaped at the aftermath
Colossal
of some
dikes.
legendary battle. Great levees of them curving away over the plain into the night. They entered the town in a light rain falling. The horse nickered and snuffed shyly at the hocks of the other animals.
Nickered
standing
with
in
a
stall
K.
before the lamp-lit banyos they passed.
KNCK.
Issued into the solitary mud street, and lean dogs crossed before them from shadow to shadow. At the end of the town, he led the horse to a rail and tied it among the others, and stepped up the low wooden stairs into the dim light that fell from the doorway there. He looked back a last time at the street, and at the random window lights let into the darkness, and at the last pale light in the west and the low dark hills around. Then he pushed open the door and entered. A dimly seething rabble had
Seething?
coagulated within. As if the raw board structure erected for their containment occupied some ultimate sink into which they had gravitated from off the surrounding flatlands.
There's somebody like
An old
injured in the
man
woods
a
here.
Tyrolean costume was shuffling among the rough tables with his hat outheld.
Where's this
While a
guy
little
at?
girl in a smock cranked a barrel organ, and a bear in a crinoline
Tell your
twirled
parents,
strangely
buy
upon a
Bloodstorm
board stage
or go to
defined by a row
hell.
of tallow candles
What's up,
that
KT?
smothered in their pools of
Bro.
grease.
Bro, there's only like 30 minutes of this book left. Buddy, there's only 30 minutes of Blood Meridian left, and Red Dead Redemption 2 will still not be finished. The longest running series on the channel. The first game that I actually live streamed and spoke on like a live stream. It's alright. It's alright. KT, I wanted to apologize, and I have apologized to 3-4 personally, because we didn't get time to stream prep, but that was the first 9-hour Mafia link that I could find. I didn't know that it was a gaudy slander. Longest series in the universe. I didn't know it was just like pure gaudy, anti-gaudy propaganda. You know what? It is my business now. Eat shit and die, motherfucker. It's okay. Mistakes were made.
Free me, please.
Can I free you? He's spazzing out there.
I'm tied up here.
Most needly play the Gotti movie from on 1996 on his channel. Oh, the one with Travolta you're talking about? Cut free. I already knew Sammy was a rat.
Thank the Lord.
Dirty rat.
Will you get me out of here? Will you get me away from these men?
I just killed him. Nah. It's older. Oh shit. Well, come on.
What do you think?
Anything I can do to help you in your time of need.
I'm in residence at Hansburg, if that ain't too far.
Not at all. Come on.
Oh, thank you.
Simp.
That's very kind.
Disgusting simp. He has every B-list Italians in there. Based. Gabagool. Alright, whoa, what the f... Alright.
Why'd you stop, mister?
Yep.
A bunch of greasy wops.
So, Hannesburg. Can't imagine this was your first dust-up with those bastards.
This weren't my first run-in with those crazy hill folk, if that's what you mean. Never too long before... No!
Oh no.
Still.
What?
Bradley. He wasn't the brightest nor the bravest, but... Oh my, no one deserves that.
Bradley? Is he the fella with you?
Failure?
Yeah, Bradley Hunt.
I got a whole new kind of setup, KT. Like, actually downgraded from a bigger TV to a smaller one. But, like, it just looks so much better. And, like, everything is more organized. And my PlayStation can, like, stand how it's supposed to. And I got, like, those, like, electric ball light things, you know, you touch. And, like, your finger, it, like, attracts your finger. Got, like, a dinosaur. Hey. Good shit, homie. Like a fucking Funko, bro, come on, it's a Funko Pop Jurassic Park T-Rex, the brown one. It's kind of funny. It's just kind of funny to me, bro.
We're here. Just drop me off right
No. That's the only one I have. That's the only one I have. I promise you, dude. It's the only one I have. Not Funkos. That's the only one I have. And I just got it because it was, like, funny looking. I was like... And it was, like, the original T-Rex, you know? The brown one. I was like, alright, that's kind of fucking hilarious. Like, with a big head and a little body. And it's the original ones. Alright, that's kind of cool. But that's the only one I have, I swear on God. It just kind of, like, accents the desk when I look at it. It's fucking funny. Alright. I'm gonna go grab some more beer, and, I mean, I just opened one, but I need to go here. Where do I need to go? Okay, well, there's a post office right here. I don't gotta go to that post office. Hold on. Let's go check the post office real fast. Said I had mail. I had mail or some shit. And KT, the whole series has been in first person. It's been in first person, like, unless I, like, was too drunk and I accidentally, like, played in, like, you know, third person. But the goal of the series was to play it all in first person. I ain't got no bounties, bitch. Tax free. So I guess the only thing I noticed is like Chris Chan got arrested again, and Ralph was there, and then Ralph was gonna go fight some guy. It's a scandal. It's all a scandal, buddy. They're all feds, and they're all connected, and they're all disinformation agents.
What?
Alright. Fake FPS playthrough. Kinda. Oh no. No. I don't want to dox my settings, okay? Unfortunately, we have to go see this faggot right here. They released Christian. Well, I thought I heard that they was on the run. He escaped. He had like literally escaped. Christian escaped from prison, right? And then like he was on the run, and then he had a warrant out for his arrest because he was an escaped convict. But the charges, like, cause like he didn't get convicted for the grape charges, I don't think. But he got like convicted for something else, and then he escaped. But I could be wrong, bro. I don't keep up with that guy. But the cops arrested him. I mean, that's the only reason the cops would need to arrest him was because he had an active warrant out for his arrest. And if he was acquitted in court, then, yeah. Anyway, look, I'm gonna go piss real fast and get a beer. I thought elderly grape came with a few years. It might. It might. I'm not an expert on it, you know. But like maybe it was like a different charge, but the same thing, you know. I don't know. Fuck all that. But yeah, they got arrested, and like Ralph was there, and then Ralph was supposed to go fight somebody on some podcast, and he didn't show up, and because they were trolling, like they had something to do with the Ricada stuff. I don't care. I don't keep up with that. Shaggy and Toxic Angel streamed about Axel, and Toxic was completely shittered, just completely fucking wasted. Alright, I'll be right back. KT, you missed the pickled nigger ears, the pickled nigger ear necklace. So you'll have to go back and like hear that. But the pickled nigger ear necklace and what was it? Oh, the man or the character that was the kid in the whole book. What in the kid? They were like something about Indians, like the Indians or the cannibals. Like I don't know, but yeah. There was this kid who was like testing like probably just like orphans with no families that started like a little posse. Well, like he was basically like testing the man now. It's like years later, and the man freaking killed him, bro. He was like 14 years old. I don't know, 14 or something, and yeah, I just fucking blew him away because he like raised his gun. Like, damn, bro. Like, that's why they can't make this movie, bro. James Franco tried to make this movie, and it was shit.
He made his way through the crowd to the bar, where several men in gaitered shirts were drawing beer or pouring whiskey. Young boys worked behind them, fetching crates of bottles and racks of glasses steaming from the scullery to the rear. The bar was covered with zinc, and he placed his elbows upon it and spun a silver coin before him and slapped it flat. "Speak or forever," said the barman. "A whiskey. Whiskey it is." He set up a glass and uncorked a bottle and poured perhaps half a gill and took the coin. He stood looking at the whiskey. Then he took his hat off and placed it on the bar and took up the glass and drank it very deliberately and set the empty glass down again. He wiped his mouth and turned around and placed his elbows on the bar behind him. Watching him across the layered smoke in the yellow light was the judge. He was sitting at one of the tables. He wore a round hat with a narrow brim, and he was among every kind of man, herder and bullwhacker and drover and freighter and miner and hunter and soldier and peddler and gambler and drifter and drunkard and thief. And he was among the dregs of the earth in beggary 1,000 years, and he was among the scapegrace scions of eastern dynasties. And in all that motley assemblage, he sat by them, and yet alone, as if he were some other sort of man entire, and he seemed little changed, or none, in all these years. He turned away from those eyes, and stood looking down at the empty tumbler between his fists. When he looked up, the barman was watching him. He raised his forefinger, and the barman brought the whiskey. He paid, he lifted the glass and drank. There was a mirror along the back bar, but it held only smoke and phantoms. The barrel organ was groaning and creaking, and the bear, with tongue aloll, was revolving heavily on the boards. When he turned,
I'm back. 1 second. Okay, so we've got to the bear. We're at the bear. Sounds sus. Bullwhacker. Sounds sus. Truth revealed. Yeah, and bro, like, I got my chat thing set up. So, like, you know, like, even though I can't see it on the TV, for some reason the chats aren't coming up on the live stream like they normally do. But, like, I have my chat phone here, so I can just see, like, look down and, like, read it. Because I got my desk now and shit. Alright, what the fuck am I doing?
the judge had risen
Oh, the
and was
judge.
speaking with other men. The showman made his way through the throng, shaking the coins in his hat. Garishly clad whores were going out through a door at the rear of the premises.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the
He
whores.
watched the bear, and when he looked back across the room, the judge wasn't there.
Easy.
The showman's...
Oh, also, the judge has been following him for, like, basically, like, 10 years. Like, they tried to kill the judge, and him and the priest tried to kill the judge, and, like, they failed, and the judge just started following him. And it's years later, and it's just the kid who's now the man, and the judge is caught up with him. He's found him. It's over.
seemed to be in altercation with the man standing at the table. Another man rose. The showman gestured with his hat. One of them pointed toward the bar. He shook his head. Their voices were incoherent in the din. On the boards, the bear was dancing for all that his heart was worth, and the girl...
A dancing bear. Like, a lot of guys like various costumes on women, but one of my fave one is saloon hooker kind of dress. Wench, like medieval tavern wench. Yeah, bro.
Get the horse out of here.
Relax.
Your horse is gonna shit, Arthur. Alright. Where are you, Dutch? You fucking faggot. Yes. Bro, I know exactly what you mean, bro. Alright, how do I fucking... I need to, like... Can I shave myself? Is this right here? Nope. This is fish.
Take care of this morning.
How about you take these nuts? Got 'em. I don't know where the fucking... Fuck it. Alright, fuck all that. Fuck all that, bro. Fuck that noise.
Earl cranked the organ handle, and the shadow of the act,
The
which
organ
candlelight
handle.
constructed upon the wall, might have gone begging for reference in any daylight world. When he looked back, the showman had donned the hat, and he stood with his hands on his hips. One of the men had drawn a long barrel.
So yes, there were dancing bear shows in the Old West. Just so you know. Oh well, you gotta listen to this fucking Jew here.
You okay there? Working it all out. Once
That's
and for all,
Murphy
Arthur.
country.
What now? We're back, and I'm sitting here, and I am contemplating the great journey of the sun and considering a famous chess move. Those oily actors of a mediocre justice, the Pinkertons, and their benefactor, the depressing millionaire Leviticus Cornwall, they
Remember when
they want us.
Shaggy went on the
They are
kill stream
going
and he
to
was like
have
talking to
us.
Ralph and he was like, yeah, you know, like the Pinkertons in Red Dead Redemption 2.
I can't help but feel we would have been better running off someplace else.
But the game ain't over.
That's just
I
retarded.
mean, I ain't played my final move, but
Guess I'm more interested in surviving than winning a chess.
maybe life ain't such a thing to cling on to so tightly.
No doubt. What's our move here?
You sound like Hosea.
Oh, Jose is dead, nigga.
I miss.
Fire in the hole, guys. Fire in the hole.
Question.
What do you think?
Loading.
We
Loading.
can't stay here. That much is all. Where are we gonna
Floating
go?
torpedo.
They chased us from the west. They chased us over the mountains. They ran us into the sea.
Arthur, do you have my bag?
Always.
Arthur. Just one more, Arthur.
We need more money. We've been on the run for months now, and I seen you.
Hosea was a
Blood like you always told me not to.
in.
And I'm sorry, but I can't help but think that if we
There is country in
Ah,
Rock Ridge,
G,
Bishop
G.
Creek, I believe we could hold.
Okay.
ER.
Charles, you take folks up that way. Micah,
Based?
I need to do some reconnaissance.
Hello,
I ain't
base
got a full
department?
plan yet.
We got an inward tower in chat.
I just need time. I need time and no traitors.
Fucking Arthur just looking like... You're the traitor! You're the traitor, Dutch! Yeah, bastard.
Old cavalry pistol from his belt. He turned and leveled the pistol toward the stage. Some dove for the floor. Some reached for their own arms. The owner of the bear stood like a pitchman at a shooting gallery.
Be right with me.
The shot was thunderous, and in the afterclap, all sound in that room ceased.
Past Butcher Creek.
The bear
Butcher Creek. Wow, do you know what's so ironic is that the name of the next book is Butcher's Crossing, which is about the Buffalo genocide. I was thinking about playing No Country for Old Men, because it's kind of like a modern Western, but it's not like an old-timey, like, you know, Red Dead Western. I had my window open and I was playing a PC game and I died and lost all my loot and I yelled 5 N-bombs. Well, hey, I mean, you know, shit happens, bro. Shit happens. That seems like a perfectly understandable response.
had been shot through the midsection. He let out a low moan, and it
You'll hear no qualms from me. That's all I'm saying.
began to dance faster, dancing in silence save for the slap of his great foot pads on the planks.
So the judge, who's shooting at aiming at the bear?
Another day or two.
Sometimes the neighborhood need to be reminded I'm based. Base, buddy.
What's wrong, Arthur? Let's go.
I don't know who it was pointing a gun at the bear, the dancing bear. But this is very important. It's very important that you pay attention to the dance.
Near the bridge upriver, which would take us right up to Butcher Creek. Might be quicker. What do you think?
Take canoe or ride a horse? KT, canoe or horse? Canoe? I'm thinking canoe.
So, should we try for a boat or not?
I'm tuning in the South Park episode where Cartman pretends
You still with me
canoe.
there?
Alright,
Yeah, a boat's probably a good idea. Okay.
let's go.
It's good to see you again, Charles. You too. Thanks for what you did in Saint Denis. Real brave drawing them off us like that. I was worried you and Abigail had both got yourselves killed. I found a spot to lie low for a while, then managed to get a ride with a wagon of workers heading out to the fields.
Except I can't stop sawing the in slurs. Sawing, saying. I'm turning into the South Park episode where Cartman pretends to have Tourette's. Bro, you know what's so funny? Is I was watching South Park on like clips earlier because it came into my head of when Cartman goes back or goes into the future like Planet of the Apes with the time child shit. But it's like it all started because he wanted like to get the Wii or something like early, some game system early, and he went into the future and it was like Planet of the Apes but with otters, and like the otters were like all atheists, like hardcore atheists and like scientists and shit, and like one of the otters is like, yes, the wise one is correct, they have no reason or logic. Who logically wouldn't eat off of their tummy? Because otters eat off their tummies, and like they just keep saying tummies and shit, but they're like these like hyperly violent like Planet of the Apes characters. I was dying laughing at that because I haven't seen it in like 7 years or more, so that shit was fucking hilarious. I will crush his skull like a clam on my tummy. What the fuck, bro? What the hell?
There's the bridge. There should be some canoes down to the right here.
Alright, we're going to the canoe. KT said canoe, we're going canoe.
Well, I see one anyway. That'll do. Come on.
Tummy.
Okay. Butcher Creek is a few miles upriver. So I spent some time up this way while you were gone. I ran into Rainsfall and the Eagle Flies. The Indians? And I've been trying to help out a bit where I can at their reservation. Things are bad there. That's not a surprise. They seem to be in a lot of trouble and heading into more. Some men there spoke a lot about the Murphy gang that hides out in these caves. And we're gonna need to be careful. They're animals. Everyone is terrified of them. Great! Dutch didn't mention this. Well, hiding up here. Not a crazy idea.
Oh, I need to eat and shit. Look, my heart's down. And I got tuberculosis, bro.
So be it.
Okay, y'all done fucking talking?
Blood was running down his groin.
Son of a bitch. Blood running down someone's groin. Like, what? Oh, he shot the bear. Bastard. He shot the dancing bear. Engine boat. Peaks and valleys, guys. Peaks and valleys. canned kidney beans, provision canned pineapples, salted beef. All I see is the peak of these nuts. Got 'em.
That's Butcher Creek up ahead. Who
Why
are
don't you
they?
butcher these nuts?
Well, they don't look too friendly. Wait till you meet the Murphys. All right, let's walk it from here.
What the hell?
Good evening.
Bruh, is this a Green Inferno? What's going on?
Can you help us? We're trying to find a spot called Beaver Hollow.
We don't take kindly to outsiders around here.
Come on, they're not gonna help us. I'm pretty sure it's to the north, up the road here.
We don't take too kindly. You're kind around here. Can we run, bro?
These Murphy Hills, stranger. Might watch where you wander.
Is he carving a steak? Is this a nigga a vampire hunter? What is going on here? Are there vampires in the hills? Do the hills have eyes? My nigga, let me know.
It's a bit of a walk. We could grab those horses if you want. Probably won't miss them if we get them back by morning.
Okay. Okay, let's just steal some horses, bro. Cool. Alright.
The little girl strapped into the barrel organ stood frozen, the crank at rest on the upswing.
Oh my god.
Lots of stories of people going missing around these parts.
He's hunting Wendigo. Somebody shot the dancing bear, bro.
Guess that's good for us. Assuming these inbred bastards are willing to part with their home, which I'm sure they won't be too pleased about.
No, but I believe they hide out all over Roanoke Ridge. These caves are just one of their spots.
Roanoke. Wasn't that up there by New England and Canada and stuff, bro? Roanoke Island. I thought it was on the border somewhere. Could be wrong. The mystery of Roanoke Island. I don't know, man. Me either. I know I need to go piss. I know that, Javier.
I say we dismount here and follow them on foot. See where they're going. Follow me, stay quiet.
Alright, can you, like, wait a minute? Oh, fuck, you can't, can you? Alright, well.
Let's get closer to him.
The man with the pistol fired again, and the pistol bucked and roared, and the black smoke rolled, and the bear groaned and began to reel drunkenly.
Oh,
He was holding his chest.
the judge didn't kill him. It was some random fucking guy.
And a thin foam of blood swung from his jaw, and he began to totter and to cry like a child.
Aw.
And he took a few last steps, dancing, and crashed to the boards. Someone had seized the pistol arm of the man who'd done the shooting, and the gun was waving aloft. The owner of the bear stood stunned, clutching the brim of his old world hat. "Shot the goddamn bear," said the barman. The little girl had unbuckled herself out of the barrel organ, and had clattered wheezing to the floor. She ran forward and knelt and gathered the great shaggy head up in her arms.
The great shaggy head. Bro, can you, like, wait, bro? Will he not go nowhere? Okay, I gotta go piss real fast. Fuck you, Charles. Like, I'll be right back, nigga.
And began to rock back and forth, sobbing. Most of the men in the room had risen, and they stood in the smoky yellow space with their hands on their sidearms. Whole flocks of whores were scuttling toward the rear, and a woman mounted to the boards and stepped past the bear and held out her hands. "It's all over," she said. "It's all over." "Do you believe it's all over, son?" He turned. The judge was standing at the bar looking down at him. He smiled. He removed his hat. The great pale dome of his skull shone like an enormous phosphorescent egg in the lamplight. "The last of the true. The last of the true. I'd say they're all gone under now, saving me and thee, would you not?" He tried to see past him. That great corpus enshadowed him from all beyond. He could hear the woman announcing the commencement of dancing in the hall to the rear. "And some are not yet born who shall have cause to curse the Dauphin's soul," said the judge. He turned slightly. "Plenty of time for the dance. I ain't studying no dance." The judge smiled. The Tyrolean and another man were bent over the bear. The girl was sobbing, the front of her dress dark with blood. The judge leaned across the bar and seized a bottle and snapped the cork out of it with his thumb. The cork whined off into the blackness above the lamps like a bullet.
Ouch.
He rifled a great drink down his throat and leaned back against the bar. "You're here for the dance," he said. "I got to go." The judge looked aggrieved. "Go?" he said. He nodded.
Okay. Let's see what's going on.
That's the stagecoach we're missing.
I need a shave, bro. What the hell?
They must be in the cave. All right. Let's get on with this.
Okay. What do you think? We head into the cave or flush them out with dynamite?
Sneak or dynamite? I say dynamite, bro. Let's just go.
Dynamite be safer.
Yeah.
Dynamite would be safer.
They don't come out. Let's get this over with.
Dynamite, yeah, that's what I did, KT.
He reached and took hold of his hat where it lay on the bar, but he didn't take it up, and he didn't move. "What man would not be a dancer if he could?" said the judge. "It's a great thing, the dance."
Okay.
The woman was kneeling and had her arm around the little girl. The candles sputtered, and the great hairy mound of the bear, dead in its crinoline, lay like some monster slain in the commission of unnatural acts.
Whoa. Hold on.
The judge poured the tumbler full where it stood empty alongside the hat and nudged it forward.
Dynamite, Arthur.
"Drink up," he said. "Drink
How
up.
do I do it?
This night thy soul may be
Ignite.
required
Okay,
of thee."
it's triangle.
He looked at the glass. The judge smiled and gestured with the bottle. He took up the glass and drank.
Wait.
The judge watched him. "Was it always your idea," he said, "that if you did not speak, you would not be recognized?"
Long burning
"You
fuse.
see me?" The judge ignored this. "I recognized you when I first saw you. And
How do
yet
I
you
throw
were a
it, bro?
disappointment to me. Then and now.
Bruh.
Even so, at the last, I
Bro.
found you here with me. I ate with you."
I was about to kill
The judge
myself.
raised his bald brow. "Not?" he said. He looked about him in a puzzled and artful way, and he was a passable thespian. "I never come here to hunt with you,"
Let's go.
said the judge. "What would I want with you? I come here same reason as any man. And what reason is that? What reason is what? The that these men are here. They come here to have a good time. The judge watched him.
Let's get in there!
He began to point out various men in the room, and to ask if these men were here for a good time, or if indeed they knew why they were here at all. Everybody don't have to have a reason to be someplace. That's so, said the judge. They do not have to have a reason.
You were wrong!
But order is not set aside because of their indifference.
What the hell?
He regarded the judge warily. Let me put it this way, said the judge.
Charles died.
If it is so that they themselves have no reason, and yet are indeed here, must they not be here by reason of some other? And if this is so, can you guess
We died,
who that
so I
other
drink.
might be? No. Can you? I know him well.
Let's get this over with.
He poured the tumbler full once more, and he took a drink himself from the bottle, and he wiped his mouth and turned to regard the room. This is an orchestration for an event. For a dance, in fact. The participants will be apprised of their roles at the proper time. For now, it is enough that they have arrived. As the dance is the thing with which we are concerned, it contains complete within itself its own arrangement, history, and finale. There is no necessity that the dancers contain these things within themselves as well. In any event, the history of all is not the history of each, nor indeed the sum of those histories.
High velocity. I only have one high velocity bullet.
Reason for his presence, for he has no way of knowing even in what the event consists. In fact, were he to know, he might well absent himself. And you can see that that cannot be any part of the plan, if plan there be. He smiled. His great teeth shone. He drank. An event, a ceremony, the orchestration thereof.
Well, this dude
the overture
is on meth or something.
Marks of decisiveness. It includes the slaying of a large bear.
Sacrifice.
The progress will not appear strange or unusual, even to
Ooh.
those who question the rightness of the events so ordered. A ceremony. One
Bruh.
will argue that there are not categories of no ceremony, but only ceremonies of greater or lesser degree. And deferring to this argument, we
The
will say
degrees.
that this is a ceremony of a certain magnitude, perhaps more commonly called a ritual.
Oh, a ritual.
A ritual includes the letting of blood. Rituals which fail in this requirement are but mock rituals. Here, every man knows the false at once, never doubted. That feeling in the breast that evokes a child's memory of loneliness, such as when the others have gone and only the game is left with its solitary participant. A solitary game without opponent, where only the rules are at hazard. Don't look away. We're not speaking in mysteries. You of all men are no stranger to that feeling.
Damn,
the
bro.
emptiness and the despair. It is that which we take arms against, is it not? Is not blood the tempering agent and the mortar which bonds? The judge leaned closer. What do you think death is, man? Of whom do we speak when we speak of a man who was
Bruh.
and is not? Are these blind riddles? Or are they not some part of every man's jurisdiction? What is death, if not an agency? And whom does he intend toward?
It's okay, miss.
Look at me.
Don't touch me.
The Jews want to build the third temple. Capture them on charges of perjury. Open the cage.
Just calm down.
No, no.
How do I open it?
No.
Do I throw dynamite at it? Oh, here we go. We've already killed them all. Buggery. It's an old-timey way to say sodomy. Oh, okay, buggery. I just misread it, bro. I pulled a tree forge. It makes me giggle. It's the small things that matter, bro. Buggery. Skullduggery.
Where you from?
Annisburg.
What do we do with her? Take her there and I'll go get the others. Sure. Yes. You okay to ride a
Bro, did you
motorcycle?
see how many bullets that last guy took? He took like... Whoa, this bitch is fucked up. But her feet are like at least like a 6.
Yes.
I heard it on a BBC show, Traversing the Ocean, about traversing the ocean in 1800s.
The others, they killed them.
Oh no.
Now, just try to breathe.
They're probably gonna be chasing us down.
I know. Yeah. It's all right, miss. Some folks just evil. Ain't no point trying to explain it.
I haven't slept in days.
I know. What's your name, miss? It's okay.
Meredith.
You're gonna be home soon, Meredith. And this will all be over.
Based Arthur.
Thank you.
Where in Annisburg?
One of the mining cottages. If you get me to
It's got its base moments, bro.
Okay. Just try to relax now.
In 5 minutes, he's gonna kill everyone in Valentine. I might do some poker, bro, because the book's almost over. I can start my other book. There's like 15 minutes left of Blood Meridian. And Red Dead Redemption 2 still isn't finished, bro. I was trying to make it end at the same time, you know, but I think that's just like physically impossible. Butcher's Crossing is 10 hours long, so I mean, I think that should do it. But yeah.
Just head for the main street. It'll be easier to walk from there.
Alright.
I don't like craziness.
I don't like craziness.
Nor I. Bear with me. Look at them now. Pick a man, any man. That man there, see him?
Oh. Thank God.
Which place is yours?
Up at the top of the hill. It's near the blacksmith.
Near the forge.
Meredith! She's alive! Oh, she's alive!
You saw some pretty bad things, I'm afraid, man. Murphy Brew got
Oh my God. How did you manage
I
to?
just ran into them and found her.
Oh, thank you. Here, let me give you this.
Oh, that's okay, man. You just keep her warm and keep her safe.
I just made the executive decision on that one, boys. Chat.
You leave me alone. Leave me alone.
What?
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, fuck you, nigger. I got tuberculosis over here. I'm dying over here. Pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
How you you get on?
Okay. Found a girl. Took her home.
Oh,
You and Micah find anything?
maybe. I think
Doubt it.
maybe. I found our old friend, Mr. Cornwall.
You did?
Yeah, he's buying a stake in the mine in Annisburg.
Relentlessly ambitious fella, isn't he?
Mike and I'll sniff about, see if he knows we're here, and exactly what his plans are.
So, Dutch, did you miss me?
I found her drunk in Saint Denis.
You're back. How jolly, Miss
It's
O'Shea.
funny, you sack of shit.
Back
Who are
and
you?
drunk.
The Master, the Lord
Molly.
God Almighty.
Calm down.
I won't be
Um,
Lord Dutch Vanderlyn.
Queen
I
Molly?
ain't him. I ain't her. I ain't stooges.
Calm
You
yourself.
don't owe me nothing.
Miss.
I don't owe you nothing. Nothing.
Okay.
I'll spit in your eye. I did.
Oh.
I told them.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I told them. I tell them again. Now I've got God's ear.
You told who what?
Mr. Milton and Mr. Ross.
Oh, no.
About the bank robbery, and I wanted them to kill you.
Molly, no.
I loved you, you
Molly sisters.
God, shoot me.
She ain't worth it. You told on me.
Oh,
You
you're not so
betrayed
big now,
me.
are you?
Why? Calm down. Arthur? Get her out of here. You know the rules.
Bruh.
Big now.
Yeah, the rules.
Majesty.
She did. Oh, what?
She knew the rules, Arthur. What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh,
Mr.
come
Pearson, Mr. Williamson,
on.
get this body
You
outta here.
good.
Okay.
Now get back
How
to work,
dare
all of
you, you
Quit
old
your lollygagging.
fucking
Get
cobweb.
back to work.
Oh, that's rough. How dare you? I hate her now. Chapter 6. Didn't you see? Bro, I've seen it, but it's been years. Like, this is like my second playthrough. So I don't really remember like all of it. Oh, okay, yeah, bro. Like that's why I dedicated my second playthrough to being all first person. It's been like years since I've so like seeing some of it's like seeing it for the first time again, which is, I mean, that's what's up. Here we go. Thank God. Here we go, bro. I was just asking because I don't want to spoil. Oh, yeah. That's all cool, bro. Yeah, like, I don't like, people that post spoilers or whatever, and I try not to spoil stuff. But, I mean, like, sometimes it's like the game's been out for, like, 15 years. Like, like, I don't know. I can't help you, bro. Like, let's see. That's how about I got it right now. It's probably like that right now. No, it's probably more like that. My hair is probably longer than anything. There. Alright. The new Wukong Monkey game looks pretty neat. Yeah, it's based on Journey to the West, which is like some Chinese book mythology that Akira Toriyama, a Japanese guy, based Dragon Ball on. I'm gonna wait till it goes on sale. Yeah, bro, I would wait. I was watching some people play game playthrough of it, and either they just really suck, like ass, or like it just like has really bad interfacing, But it supposedly looks really good. People are like, don't buy it. It's got Chinese DDRM software in it. It's like, okay, like, what the fuck ever, bro. Like, fuck off. You bullshit, dude. Like, it's Chinese spies and they're all gonna hack on us. But I mean, who knows? Watch it be true. Alright, I'm gonna go piss. I really want to smoke. I'm gonna smoke like half a cigarette, and I'll be right back. I'll leave you with Blood Meridian. There's only like 15 minutes left, bros. Then it's over.
That man, Atlas. You know his opinion of the world. You can read it in his face, in his stance. Yet his complaint that a man's life is no bargain masks the actual case with him. Which is that men will not do as he wishes them to. Have never done, never will do. That's the way of things with him. And his life is so balked about by difficulty and become so altered of its intended architecture that he is little more than a walking hovel, hardly fit to house the human spirit at all. Can he say, such a man, that there is no malign thing set against him? That there is no power and no force and no cause? What manner of heretic could doubt agency and claimant alike? Can he believe that the wreckage of his existence is unentailed? No liens, no creditors? That gods of vengeance and of compassion alike lie sleeping in their crypt, and whether our cries are for an accounting or for the destruction of the ledgers altogether, they must evoke only the same silence, and that it is this silence which will prevail. To whom is he talking, man? Can't you see him? The man was indeed muttering to himself, and peering balefully about the room, wherein it seemed there was no friend to him. A man seeks his own destiny and no other, said the judge. Will or nil? Any man who could discover his own fate and elect, therefore, some opposite course could only come at last to that self-same reckoning at the same appointed time. For each man's destiny is as large as the world he inhabits, and contains within it all opposites as well. This desert upon which so many have been broken is vast, and calls for largeness of heart. But it is also ultimately empty. It is hard, it is barren. Its very nature is stone.
Alright, I'm back.
He poured the tumbler full. Drink up, he said. The world goes on. We have dancing nightly, and this night is no exception. The straight and the winding way are one, and now that you are here, what do the years count since last we two met together?
The years.
Men's memories are...
That reinforces, the years have gone by. It's been years since the judge has seen the man. Because he was a kid. And surprisingly, whenever the judge is around, children end up mysteriously dead. It's weird. Sadie... Okay, let's go see Queen Sadie and her fine ass. We got, 13 minutes left. Judge Diddy. Diddy MD's nudes!
are uncertain, and the past that was differs little from the past that was not. He took up the tumbler the judge had poured, and he drank, and set it down again. He looked at the judge. I've been everywhere, he said. This is just one more place. The judge arched his brow. Did you post witnesses? He said. To report to you on the continuing existence of those places once you'd quit them? That's crazy.
That's crazy talk.
Where is yesterday? Where is Clanton and Brown? And where is the priest? He leaned closer. Where is Shelby, whom you left to the mercies of Elias in the desert? And where is Tate, whom you abandoned in the mountains? Where are the ladies, the fair and tender ladies, with whom you danced at the governor's ball when you were a hero, anointed with the blood of the enemies of the republic you'd elected to defend? And where is the fiddler,
His
And where the
tank.
dance?
Yikes.
I guess you can tell me.
Hey, boy.
I tell you this. As war becomes dishonored and its nobility called into question, those honorable men who recognize the sanctity of blood will become excluded from the dance, which is the warrior's right. And thereby will the dance become a false dance, and the dancers false dancers. And yet there will be one there always who is a true dancer. And can you guess who that might be? You ain't nothing.
You ain't nothing, nigga.
You speak truer than you know. But I will tell you, only that man who has offered himself entire to the blood of war,
My leg.
who has been to the floor of the pit and seen horror in the round, and learned at last that it speaks to his inmost heart, only that man can dance. Even a dumb animal can dance. The judge set the bottle on the bar. Hear me, man, he said.
Yep.
There is room on the stage for one beast and one alone. All others are
Where
destined
is
for a
he?
night that is eternal and without name.
Yep.
One by one, they will step down into the darkness before the footlamps. Bears that dance, bears that don't.
Huh.
He drifted with the crowd.
See, I think, like, the judge is like, what the fuck? I think the judge is like the devil. Like, you know, like the old devil in the West. And, I think that he made that drunken guy shoot that bear. It make this whole interaction, you know. Oh, what the fuck? I don't know. Sorry, dude. That's the second time I've looked for you.
Gavin! Gavin!
Morning to you.
Listen, have you seen... I'm looking for my friend, Gavin.
Gavin?
I don't know any
Guinness?
Gavins, I'm afraid.
What the fuck, bro?
Englishman. Lovely fella. He went missing and, now I'm all alone.
Good luck.
That's too bad.
What's too bad?
Look out, mister.
Sean! Sean!
Oh, that's really...
Alright, well, I hope you find Gavin, bro. Alright, meanwhile, I'm gonna go.
Come on.
There we go. Makes me think of the great song Drink with the Living Dead. A ghoul rider challenges a dude to a drinking contest for his life. That sounds pretty funny, bro. I've never heard it before. I'll have to go listen to it after this stream. Drink with the Living Dead. KT, should I do this Sadie mission, or should I go play online poker in Red Dead Redemption 2? Alright, link for it. Thanks, buddy. Awesome. I will listen to it after this. For sure. Should I do the Sadie mission, or should I go play online poker in Red Dead Redemption 2? The video for this song is cool, old animation. Nice. I'm sure I will appreciate it. Poker? Alright, bro. How do I get out of this? Alright, here we go. Are you sure you want to join online? Yeah.
toward the door at the rear. In the anteroom sat men at cards, dim in the smoke. He moved on. A woman was taking chits from the men as they passed through to the shed at the rear of the building. She looked up at him. He had no chit. She directed him to a table where a woman was selling the chits and stuffing the money with a piece of shingle through a narrow slit into an iron strongbox. He paid his $1 and took the stamped brass token and rendered it up at the door and passed through. He found himself in a large hall with a platform for the musicians at one end and a large homemade sheet iron stove at the other. Whole squadrons of whores were working the floor.
Bruh.
In their stained
Hold on.
peignoirs over the other. Whole squadrons of whores were working the floor. In their stained peignoirs, in their green stockings and melon-colored drawers,
Stained
they drifted through the
clothes.
smoky oil light
What
like
stains?
make-believe wantons, at once childlike and lewd. A dark little dwarf of a whore took his arm and smiled up at him.
What?
I seen you right away, she said. I always pick the one I want. She led him through a door where an old Mexican woman was handing out towels and candles. And they ascended like refugees of some sordid disaster the
Here's me, bro.
plankboard stairwell to the upper rooms.
A dark midget?
Lying in the
what
little
is going
cubicle
on?
with his trousers about his knees, he watched her. He watched her take up her clothes and don them, and he watched her hold the candle to the mirror and study her face there. She turned and looked at him. Let's go, she said. I got to go. Go on. You can't lay there. Come on, I got to go.
This is my online horse boxer.
He sat up and swung his legs over the edge of the little iron cot.
Boxer from Animal Farm.
And buttoned them and buckled his belt. His hat was on the floor, and he picked it up and slapped it against the side of his leg and put it on.
Midget hooker better be half off.
And get you a drink, she said. You'll be all right. I'm all right now. He went out.
I put my gun away.
He turned at the end of the hallway and looked back. Then he went down the stairs. She had come to the door. She stood in the hallway holding the candle and brushing her hair back with
and black.
And she watched him descend into the dark of the stairwell, and then she pulled the door shut behind her. He stood at the edge of the dance floor. A ring of people had taken the floor and were holding hands and grinning and calling out to one another. A fiddler sat on a stool on the stage, and a man walked up and down calling out the order of the dance and gesturing and stepping in the way he wished them to go.
I'm gonna go pay my bounty real fast, and then I'll go play poker.
Groups of wretched Tonkawas stood in the mud, with their faces composed in strange lost portraits within the sashwork of the window lights. The fiddler rose and set the fiddle to his jaw. There was a shout, and the music began, and the ring of dancers began to rotate ponderously with a great shuffling.
Okay.
He went out the back. The rain had stopped, and the air was cold. He stood in the yard. Stars were falling across the sky.
Alright, let's go play some Texas Hold'em, boys.
Along brief vectors from their origins in night,
if y'all want to play,
dust and nothingness.
Like, I'm like willing to give, like,
shuffled and stopped.
each of y'all a hand.
Men were calling for the little girl whose bear was dead, for she was lost. They went among the darkened lots with lanterns and torches calling out to her.
Alright. Whoa.
He went down the walkboard toward the Jakes.
The Jakes, oh no.
He stood outside listening to the voices fading away.
The outhouses are the
Jakes.
Jakes.
Again at the silent tracks of the stars where they died over the darkened hills. Then he opened the rough board door of the Jakes and stepped in. The judge was seated upon the closet. He was naked, and he rose up smiling and gathered him in his arms against his immense and terrible flesh and shot the wooden bar latch home behind him. In the saloon, two men who wanted to buy the hide were looking for the owner of the bear. The bear lay on the stage in an immense pool of blood. All the candles had gone out save one, and it guttered uneasily in its grease like a votive lamp. In the dance hall, a young man had joined the fiddler, and he kept the measure of the music with a pair of spoons, which he clapped between his knees. The whores
What's up, bud?
sashayed half naked, some with their breasts exposed.
Everything in the West must have smelled like horse
In the
poop.
mudded dog yard behind the premises, two men went down the boards toward the jakes.
Must have.
A third man was standing there urinating into the mud.
Whoa.
"There's someone in there," the first man said. The man who was relieving himself didn't look up. "I wouldn't go in there if I was you," he said. "Is there somebody in there?" "I wouldn't go in." He hitched himself up and buttoned his trousers and stepped past them and went up the walk toward the lights. The first man watched him go and then opened the door of the jakes. "Good God Almighty," he said. "What is it?" He didn't answer. He stepped past the other and went back up the walk. The other man stood looking after him. Then he opened the door and looked in. In the saloon, they had rolled the dead bear onto a wagon sheet, and there
A
was
real
a
body
general
freak.
call for hands. In the anteroom, the tobacco smoke circled the lamps like an evil fog, and the men bid and dealt in a low mutter. There was a lull in the dancing, and the second fiddler took the stage, and the two plucked their strings and turned the little hardwood pegs until they were satisfied. Many among the dancers were staggering drunk through the room, and some had rid themselves of shirts and jackets and stood bare-chested and sweating, even though the room was cold enough to cloud their breath. An enormous whore
Oh, did I bet
clapped her
everything?
hands at the bandstand
Fuck.
and calling drunkenly for the music. She wore nothing but a pair of men's drawers,
Aw,
and
pair
some
of
of her
kings.
sisters were likewise clad in what appeared to be trophies,
Yeah,
hats or
bastard.
pantaloons or blue twill cavalry jackets. As the music soared up, there was a lively cry from all, and a caller stood at the front and called out the dance, and the dancers
He's dressed like the
stomped,
alligator
pouted, and
hunter.
lurched against one another. And they are dancing. The board floors slamming under the jackboots.
3 minutes
the
left
fiddlers
of this
grinning
book.
hideously over their canted pieces. Towering over them all is the judge, and he is naked, dancing, his small feet lively and quick, and now in double time, and bowing to the ladies, huge and pale and hairless, like an enormous infant.
What the?
He never sleeps, he says. He says he'll never die. He bows to the fiddlers and sashays backwards and throws back his head and laughs deep in his throat. And he is a great
What's the
favorite
call,
of the
though?
judge. He wafts his hat, and the lunar dome of his skull
Okay.
passes palely under the lamps, and he swings about and takes possession of one of the fiddles, and he pirouettes and makes a pass, 2 passes, dancing and fiddling at once. His
Fiddling
feet are
and
light
diddling.
and nimble. He never sleeps. He says that he will never die. He dances in light and in shadow, and he is a great favorite. He never sleeps, the judge. He is dancing, dancing.
Okay.
He says that he will never die. The end. The end.
The
The
end.
end. The end.
That's it, bro. That's the end, bro. He killed the man. The end. Pair of 4s. I got a pair of aces. Got $4.40. Let's go. my turn, guys. Okay, I got Butcher's Crossing next. I like when pretentious movies use fin instead of the end. Oh, it's always the French, bro. Alright. $1.50, nay. Mmm. You're out. I'm a fold. Okay, so Butcher's Crossing is about, like, the Buffalo genocide. There's a movie with, like, Nicolas Cage that came out in 2016 called Butcher's Crossing with Nicolas Cage. So just give me a second and I'll get my Audible up. My Audible, bro. Do you Audible? Do you even Audible?
This is Audible. Blackstone Audio presents Butcher's Crossing by John Williams.
John Williams, shout out.
Everything that has life gives sign of satisfaction, and the cattle that lie on the ground seem to have great and tranquil thoughts. These halcyons may be looked for with a little more assurance in that pure
I don't use Audible.
October weather, which we distinguish.
Bro, I actually have the Henry Ford edition of Mein Kampf on Audible. You know, it's, like, I've listened to it like 12 times. But, yeah, the Ford edition isn't the best edition either. I'm folding. Nope. If I have Amazon Prime, can I use Audible for free? You might be able to, bro. I can't remember. I have to look into that. Because I think Amazon owns it. I'm pretty sure. Alright, look. I'm gonna go leave real fast. Because I gotta piss. Fuck y'all. Alright, I'm out. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go piss. I'm gonna play a couple more hands of this. I might listen to the first chapter of Butcher's Crossing. And then I'm gonna end it, bros.
By the name of the Indian summer. The day immeasurably long sleeps over the broad hills and warm, wide fields. To have lived through all its sunny hours seems longevity enough. The solitary places do not seem quite lonely. At the gates of the forest, the surprised man of the world is forced to leave his city estimates of great and small, wise and foolish. The knapsack of custom falls off his back with the first steps he takes into these precincts. Here is sanctity, which shames our religions, and reality, which discredits our heroes. Here we find nature to be the circumstance which dwarfs every other circumstance, and judges like a god all men that come to her. Nature, Ralph Waldo Emerson. I and poets send out the sick spirit to green pastures like lame horses turned out unshod to the turf to renew their hooves. A sort of yarb doctors in their way. Poets have it that for sore hearts as for sore lungs, nature is the grand cure. But who froze to death my teamster on the prairie? And who made an idiot of Peter the Will Boy? The Confidence Man, Herman Melville. Part 1. Chapter 1. The coach from Ellsworth to Butcher's Crossing was a Dorothy that had been converted to carry passengers and small freight. 4 mules pulled the cart over the ridged, uneven road that descended slightly from the level prairie into Butcher's Crossing. As the small wheels of the Dorothy entered and left the ruts made by heavier wagons, the canvas-covered load lashed in the center of the cart shifted. The rolled-up canvas side curtains thumped against the hickory rods that supported the lath and canvas roof, and the single passenger at the rear of the wagon braced himself by wedging his body against the narrow sideboard. One hand was spread flat against the hard, leather-covered bench, and the other grasped one of the smooth hickory poles set in iron sockets attached to the sideboards. The driver, separated from his passenger by the freight that had been piled nearly as high as the roof, shouted above the snorting of the mules and the creaking of the wagon, "Butcher's Crossing, just ahead." The passenger nodded and leaned his head and shoulders out over the side of the wagon. Beyond the sweating rumps and bobbing ears of the mules, he caught a glimpse of a few bare shacks and tents set in a cluster before a taller patch of trees. He had an instantaneous impression of color, of light dun blending into
I need to get another beer, bro.
by a heavy splash of green.
Son of a bitch. Hold on.
The bouncing of the wagon forced him to sit upright again. He gazed at the swaying mound of goods in front of him, blinking rapidly. He was a man in his early 20s, slightly built with a fair skin that was beginning to redden after the day's exposure to the sun. He had removed his hat to wipe the sweat from his forehead and had not replaced it. His light brown hair, the color of Virginia tobacco, was neatly clipped, but it lay now in damp, unevenly colored ringlets about his ears and forehead. He wore yellowish-brown nankeen trousers that were nearly new, the creases still faintly visible in the heavy cloth. He had earlier removed his brown sack coat, his vest, and his tie, but even in the breeze made by the Dorothy's slow forward progress,
Alright, I'm
his
back.
white linen shirt was spotted with sweat and hung limply on him. The blonde nap of a 2-day-old beard glistened with moisture. Occasionally, he
Poker
rubbed
is
his
one of the
face
only
with
games
soiled
you can
handkerchief
convince me
as
it's not
if the
necessarily
stubble
rigged against
irritated
you.
his skin. As they neared town, the road leveled and the wagon went forward more rapidly, swaying gently from side to side, so that the young man was able to relax his grasp on the hickory pole and slump forward more easily on the hard bench.
Because you can theoretically win with a trash hand.
Muffled. A cloud of dust, like yellow smoke, rose about the wagon and billowed behind it. Above the rattle of harness, the mule's heavy breathing,
Just how it's the power of the cards, bro.
of the wagon, could be heard now and then the distant shout of a human voice and the nickering of a horse. Along the side of the road, bare patches appeared in the long level of prairie grass. Here and there, the charred cross
I don't like
logs of an
that.
abandoned campfire were visible. A few hobbled horses grazed on the short yellow grass and raised their heads sharply, their ears pitched forward at the sound of the wagon passing. A voice rose in anger. Someone laughed. A horse snorted and neighed, and a bridle jingled at a sudden movement. The faint odor of manure was locked
Oh man, it's so close.
Butcher's Crossing
Nope.
could be taken in almost at a glance. A group of 6 rough-frame buildings was bisected by a narrow dirt street. There was a scattering of tents beyond the buildings on either side. The wagon passed first on its left a loosely erected tent of army drab with rolled-up sides, which held from the roof flap a flat board crudely lettered in red, "Joe Long, Barber." On the opposite side of the road was a low building, almost square,
A royal
windows with a flat
fuck.
canvas for a door. Across the bare front boards of this building were the more
Okay, bro,
carefully
that's not
executed
bad.
letters in black, Bradley Dry Goods. In front of the next building, a long rectangular
Allah,
structure, 2 stories,
salam Allah.
had already stopped. From within this building came a low, continuous murmur of voices, and there could be heard the regular clink of glass on glass. The front was shaded by a long overhang of roof, but there was discernible in the shadow over the entranceway an ornately lettered sign in red with black edging which said, Jackson's Saloon. Upon a long bench in front of this place sat several men lethargically staring at the wagon as it came to a halt. The young passenger began to gather from the seat beside him the clothing he had doffed earlier in the heat of the day. He put on his hat and his coat and stuffed the vest and cravat into a carpet bag upon which he had been resting his feet. He lifted the carpet bag over the sideboard into the street, and with the same motion lifted a leg over the boards and stepped onto the hanging iron plate, which let him descend to the ground. When his boot struck the earth, a round puff of dust flew up, surrounding his foot. It settled on the new black leather and on the bottom of his trouser leg, making their colors nearly the same. He picked up his bag and walked under the projecting roof into the shade. Behind him, the driver's curses mingled with the clank of iron and the jingling of harness chain as he detached the rear doubletree from the wagon. The driver called plaintively, "Some of you men give me a hand with this freight." The young man who had gotten off the wagon,
King High Diamond Flush, nigga.
watching the driver struggle with the reins,
Got him.
tangled with the harness trace. 2 of the men who had been sitting on the bench got up, brushed past him, and went slowly into the street. They contemplated the rope that secured the freight and began unhurriedly to tug at the knots. With a final jerk, the driver managed to unsnarl the reins.
Ghost is deep in his cups. Bro, did you see that hand I just pulled, bro?
A low, open building with a split log roof supported by unpeeled upright logs. After the driver led his team into the stable, another stillness.
Diamond King High Flush, bro.
The 2 men were methodically loosening the ropes that held the covered freight. The sounds from inside the saloon were muffled, as if by layers of dust and heat. The young man stepped forward carefully upon the odd lengths of scrapboard set directly on the earth. Facing him was a half dugout with a sharply slanting roof, at the near edge of which was a hinged covering held upright by 2 diagonal poles, which let down to cover the wide front opening. Inside the dugout, on benches and shelves, were scattered a few saddles and a half-dozen or more pairs of boots.
Women aren't allowed to
Long strips of raw
gamble.
leather hung from a peg that jutted out of the sod wall near the opening. To the left of this small dugout was a double-storied structure, newly painted white with red trimmings, nearly as long as Jackson's saloon and somewhat higher. In the dead center of this building was a wide door, above which was a neatly framed sign that read, Butcher's Hotel. It was toward this that the young man slowly walked, watching the street dust pushed forward in quick dissipating jets by his moving feet.
Oh, she had a full house. Lucky bitch. She was getting mad. She was getting upset.
The vague shape of a counter rose in front of him to his right.
Let's
Behind
go.
it, unmoving, stood a man in a white shirt. A half-dozen straight
Alright, this is
leather-seated chairs were
my hand, my deal. Let's go.
Light was given from square windows set regularly in the 3 walls he could see. The squares were covered with a translucent cloth that billowed slightly inward, as if the dimness
Inward.
comparative coolness
Inward.
were a vacuum. He
Alright.
went across the bare wood floor to
What I
the
got?
clerk. "I would like a room." His voice echoed hollowly in the silence. The clerk pushed forward an opened ledger and handed him a steel-tipped quill. He signed, slowly, William Andrews. The ink was thin, a pale blue against the gray page. $2, the clerk said, pulling the ledger closer to him and peering at the name. 2 bits extra if you want hot water brought up. He looked up suddenly at Andrews. Be here long? I'm not sure, Andrews said. Do you know a J.D. McDonald?
J.D. McDonough?
The clerk nodded slowly. The hired man? Sure. Everybody knows McDonald. Friend of yours? Not exactly, Andrews said. Do you know where I can find him? The clerk nodded. He has an office down by the brine pits, about a 10-minute
60
walk from here.
cents. Good job,
I'll see him
Muhammad.
tomorrow, Andrews said. I just got in from Ellsworth a few minutes ago, and I'm tired. The clerk closed the ledger, selected a key from a large ring that was attached to his belt, and gave the key to Andrews. You have to carry your
KT,
own
this
bag,
is not a
he
woman.
said.
It's
I'll
not.
bring up the water whenever you want it. About an hour, Andrews said. Room 15, the clerk said. It's just off the stairs. Andrews nodded. The
Hell
stairs were
nah.
unsided treads without headers that pitched sharply up from the far wall and cut into a small rectangular opening in the center level of the building.
Isn't it?
Andrews stood at the head
It's
of a
not.
narrow
It's
hall
not,
that
bro.
bisected a long row of rooms. He found his own room and entered through the unlocked door. In the room, there was space only for a narrow rope bed with a thin
Must be
mattress, a
trance.
roughly hewn table with a lamp and a tin wash basin,
Look at
a
it,
mirror,
bro.
and a straight chair, similar to those he had seen below in the lobby. The room had one window that faced the street. Set into it was a light, detachable wood frame covered with a gauze-like cloth.
Can't
He
see their
realized that he'd
feet,
seen
so
no
you
glass
really
windows
don't
since he
know.
got into town. He set his carpet bag on the bed
Tell a
mattress.
biological woman by their feet.
After he had unpacked his
Alright.
belongings, he shoved his
Lock
bag
in.
under the low bed
Lock
and
in,
stretched
bro.
himself out on the uneven mattress. It rustled and sank beneath his weight. He could feel the taut ropes which supported the mattress against his body. His lower back, his buttocks, and his upper legs throbbed.
You're gaslighting me. No, I'm not, bro. I don't gaslight
The
people.
journey had been. But now the journey was done. And as his muscles loosened, his mind went back over the way he had come. For nearly 2 weeks, by coach and rail, he had let himself be carried across the country. From Boston to Albany, from Albany to New York, from New York. The names of the cities jumbled in his memory.
Folded immediately. Muhammad folded instantly.
Cincinnati, St. Louis. He remembered the grinding discomfort of the hard coach chairs and the inert waiting in grimy depots on slatted wooden benches. All the discomforts of his journey now seeped outward from his bones, brought to consciousness by his knowledge of the journey's end. He knew he would be sore tomorrow. He smiled and closed his eyes against the brightness of the covered window that he faced. He dozed. Sometime later, the clerk brought up a wooden tub.
Okay, bro, I'm gonna go to Sunbed and take care of you too, Casey. I'm about to end it, bro. Probably after this hand.
He soaked his face and shaved. The clerk returned with 2 more buckets of cold water and poured them in the tub. When he had
Pair of
left the room,
jacks.
Andrews undressed slowly.
Pair of
shaking the
twos.
dust from his garments as
Let's
he blew them
see.
off. He laid them carefully
Pair
on
of
the
jacks
straight
wins.
He stepped into the tub and
1050.
sat
Let's
down,
go.
his knees drawn up to his chin. He soaked himself slowly, made drowsy by the warm water and the late afternoon quiet. He sat in the tub until his head began to nod forward. When at last it touched his knees, he straightened
These
himself
chapters
out
are
of the
like
tub.
so long,
He stood
so
on the
yeah.
bare floor, dripping water, and looked about the room.
Audible keeps my place. I don't have to like retrace it like on YouTube and figure out where the fuck I'm at. Take it easy, KT. You know what we're gonna do? No, don't shoot him. Alright. Fuck it. Thanks, guys. We finished Blood Meridian. It's pretty fucked up how it ends. But so do all of Cormac McCarthy's books and films. So, yeah, you really shouldn't be that surprised. Oh, what the hell? Eat some popcorn. Candies. Okay, see some candies. Bread roll. Alright. Shout out KT. Shout out fucking Val. Shout out all the watchers, bro. Cause who watches the Watchmen, bro? Sheriff. Sheriff 1, bros. Soberman law. Wait. What is this? What does this mean? Sheriff is black. But white. Name. Soberman is white, but he's a nigger. Drugs. And brown. I don't know what I'm supposed to interpret that as, alright? I think it's the same thing. Because they're sheriff. You know, like, you know what I mean, bro? Like, there's sheriff and there's drugs. What do they mean by this? Forge gang, Foot Clan, let's go. I'm still a hard man, let's go. Go with Christ. Go with Christ.